So this is my review of the U.S. Grand Prix. It was a great race. Valtteri Bottas won, as expected, at least for my part. So he should be trying to win the next two races as well. Yeah, the Brazilian Grand Prix and the Dubai Grand Prix, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So he will be trying to win. He should be winning both of them, unless Max Verstappen throws a wrench in his plans. And yeah, so and Lewis Hamilton just as a true champion, uh, a true champion fashion, he did contend the race win. He could say, well, I already won the race. I mean the championship, so why not? I let him have one because he's being a good teammate, my favorite teammate. But no, he still has to contend for it, just like a true champion. So it makes it worthwhile to watch. So it was a worthy victory from Bottas. Alex Albon, what can we say? Very consistent, impeccable. You can have asked for anything more. But next year, he's going to be still looking at podiums and even challenge Max Verstappen. So next year, that's his goal, to even challenge Max Verstappen. And Ricciardo, he was sixth. Great drive. He beat both McLarens. So maybe either McLaren has stopped developing or he's just doing a good job. He's just having a great setup and maybe the McLarens are not doing as well as they should do. So, well, maybe, but I thought maybe Hulkenberg would put up more of a fight, at least to try to upstage Ricciardo, since these are his last few races in F1. But maybe he's not getting all the information because he's out of the team. The team might be keeping him out of the loop on some of the new development. So, but I expected him to put up more, to be closer to Ricciardo, even beat Ricciardo, in the final few races. Because we don't know, because once you leave F1, it's tough to come back. It's really hard to come back unless you have some serious backing or, you have to have some serious backing to have achieved something else somewhere else. But it's really tough to come back once unless you stay in some type of program or have some serious backing. And also Raikkonen, 11th. He has not scored in the last 7 races. 7 races. That's a lot. So for him, especially in Alfa Romeo. So Sauber, Alfa Romeo Sauber. So either what's that telling me is that either the team has stop developing. Maybe they went through their development budget for this year and they stopped. Maybe they wait until next year, or maybe they stop developing completely and are moving on to next year's car. So maybe that could be, or even the 2021 car, that could be it. So, but he did good at the beginning of the season. So he was doing very good. He was very consistent, but so far he hasn't scored at all. So in the last 7 races. And Giovinazzi, he was 14th behind Raikkonen with only 4 points so far in the season. So if Raikkonen is having trouble scoring, Giovinazzi could have a harder time scoring. But even though lately he's been closer to Raikkonen, but it's kind of too late because maybe the car is just not there. So if there's no points, no one really cared. No one really cared because it doesn't show anything. But next year, he needs to start beating Kimi Raikkonen. He cannot come second to someone who's at the tail end of his career. Because Ferrari is why? Because he's a Ferrari young driver. They're not grooming him to keep him, to have him be just a regular driver. They are grooming him to be, one day drivers one day. So that's what they're doing, or maybe somebody that could trade for another driver. Somebody that could, have a swap for another driver. So if not, I think he might be dropped if he doesn't beat Raikkonen by next year, because the car is good. As a Leclerc proved and as a Kimi Raikkonen showed, earlier this year, the car is good and can score points consistently. And George Russell. So that brings me to George Russell, because it's inconclusive. You can't gauge him this year. The car is not there. Him beating Robbie Kubica is not there because no one really knows Kubica's potential, how far he fell off from his heydays, from his real self. So no one knows how far down he is, and we can't tell because the car is not scoring any points, so we can't gauge him with anyone else. The only way I think is either for Williams to improve or for Mercedes to put them in a different team. You know, they did have Pascal Wehrlein in Sauber before, which had a Ferrari engine. So you know, they could even work out something with Ferrari where they have Alfa Romeo, you know, a Ferrari, and have George Russell in the Sauber again. I don't know. That would work out, you know. So it's good to gauge the driver. So that's what they might have to do, or with a different team, or Red Bull. Well, but Red Bull will want to keep him if he's doing good. So, but that's something Mercedes doesn't want. But Mercedes has to find a way to gauge him. They cannot just leave him there because I mean, this guy beat Alex Albon and Lando Norris, and these guys are two guys that everybody's praising left and right. But he beat both of them. Yeah, but well, he was in Formula 2 / GP2. He was, well, I guess his team was kind of considered a good team because as far as Red Bull, Lando Norris is actually the better driver because his team was not a powerhouse as Art Grand Prix, which was George Russell's team in F2. But still, you know, he still beat him. You still have to beat, not everybody in Art Grand Prix, you know, becomes champion. So you still have to be pretty good. So I like to see how good he is. I like to see him in Alfa Romeo, you know, push out Kimi Raikkonen, put Giovinazzi versus George Russell. I like to see how that will go. It'll be good to see. All right, so that's my review, and thank you for watching.